Yeah, there are many examples of classification schemes. For example, we have classification schemes that are general, and we have classification schemes that are specifics. For those general classification schemes, we have Dewey Decimal Classification Scheme, we have LC Classification Scheme, and we have the UDC Classification Scheme. The Dewey Classification Scheme, it is a general classification scheme that is continuously revised to keep pace with knowledge. The system was conceived by Melville Dewey in 1873 and it was first published in 1876. According to OCLC, the DDC is the most widely used classification scheme in the world, as it's currently being used in more than 135 countries to organize and provide access to many collections, particularly to do with the public libraries. The Dewey Decimal Classification Scheme has many features. It divided the whole knowledge into 10 main classes, that is from 0 to 9. And each main class is further subdivided into divisions, 9 divisions. For example, we have 600, which is applied sciences, and the 630 is agriculture, 632 is plant injuries, 632 equals to 6 for main classes, for main class, 3 for division, and the 2 for section. It uses only Arabic numeral as notation. It is therefore said to have a pure notation. That is to say, a decimal point or dot follows the third digit in a class number, after which the division by 10 continues to a specific degree of classification needed. The dot is not decimal point in the mathematical sense, but a psychological pause to break the monotony of numerical digit and to ease the transcription and copying of the class number. It has mnemonic devices that it can easily be remembered, e.g. religion 200. It shows hierarchy and network of relationship using military science as example, military science 355, life and custom 345.1, promotion and demotion 355.112. It is important, it is compact as it comes in 4 volumes. Volume 1 introduction, volume 2 and volume 3 schedules, and volume 4 it deals with the index, where you can go and start checking the specific classes. The 10 main classes of DDC in the first summary are Dewey divided knowledge into 1, and this knowledge is further subdivided into 10 classes. That is, it is divided using the Dewey Decimal Classification, which is called the first summary. The first summary, it is deal with what? 00 is general work, 100 is philosophy and psychology, 200 is religion, 300 social science, 400 languages, 500 science, 600 technology, 700 arts and recreation, and 800 literature, and 900 geography. Then the secondary summary, it deals with what? Each main class is further divided into 10 divisions representing a part of the discipline. This forms the 100 divisions known as the second summary. That is when you look at the 00 generalities, it's 0.10 bibliography, 0.20 library and information sciences, 0.30 encyclopedia and the books of facts, 0.40 is unassigned. That is for future expansion. Maybe in near future, this 0.4 can be assigned to a particular discipline. Right? 0.50 magazine, journals and serials, 0.60 association, organization and museum, 0.70 news, media, journalism and publishing, 0.80 quotation, manuscript and rare book. So the same thing in the class of philosophy, that is 100, 110 is metaphysics, 120 is epistemology, 130 parapsychology and occultism, 140 philosophical schools of thought, 150 psychology, 160 logic, 170 ethics, 180 ancient, medieval and instant philosophy, and 190, which is the class 10, modern and western philosophies. In the class of religion, it is also further subdivided from 210 to 290. In the class of social sciences, it further divided from 300, 310 to 390, which deals with the concept. In the class of 400, that is language, it started from 410 linguistic and end with 490 other languages. So also in the class of sciences, which started 510 in mathematics, and the 590 it's end with animals or zoology. We can see in the class of technology, where medicine is 610 and health, and the building and construction 690. In the class of 700, that is arts, 710 landscaping and area planning, which ends in 790 sports, games, and entertainment. Similarly, in the class of literature, rhetoric, and criticism, it starts from 810 and which end in 890 with other languages. And lastly, the class of 900 geography and history, which started with 910 geography and geography, 910 geography and travels, and 930 which 990 which end with the story and other areas. This is the second summary. Then the second general classification scheme, it deals with the Library of Congress classification scheme, and the Library of Congress classification scheme is called LC, which is a system of library classification that was developed by Library of Congress. That is the library that is in the United States, which is called the biggest library in the world. It is used by most research and academic libraries. This type of scheme, it is used in the academic libraries and research libraries, and in particular in US and other countries. Even in Nigeria, most academic libraries in Nigeria are using the Library of Congress classification scheme to assign call numbers to library resources using letters and numbers to sort books into subject areas. But each title does have its own unique call number for systematic cataloging and shelving. Library of Congress classification scheme was originally developed by Herbert Putnam in 1897, just before he assumed the librarianship of the Congress with the advice from Charles Ammi Cotter. It was influenced by Cotter expensive classification scheme, which is a specific classification, and also the DDC, that is the Dewey Decimal Classification Scheme, and was specially designed for special purpose of the Library of Congress. Over the course of the 20th century, the system was adopted for use by other libraries as well, especially large academic libraries in the United States or in other parts of the world, as we can see it in academic libraries. Just like a Bayero University library, it is using the same LC classification scheme to organize all the resources in that library. It is currently one of the most widely used library classification schemes in the world. Features of LC, Library of Congress Classification Scheme. 1. The classification scheme comes in 47 volumes, that is 41 as at 2012, separately published schedules. The notation is mixed. It uses single capital letters for main classes, Q for example, Q for science, double capital letters for subclasses, mathematics. It also uses Arabic numerals for subdivisions. It does not have the general index, rather there is a detailed index in each schedule. 4. It has provision for further knowledge by leaving out IOWXY as what? For future expansion. The LC, Library of Congress class, does not have a single table but rather provide tables in each schedule. It covers the body of non-knowledge. Relationship among topics in LC are shown not by numbers that are assigned to them, but by indenting subtopics under the larger topics that they are part of, much like an outline. These are the general classes, where we say that it is divided the classes into 26, just like the letters in the alphabet. A is general works, B to BJ philosophy psychology, BL to BX religion, C auxiliary science of history, D history general and old world or Eastern Hemisphere history, E to F history America or Western Hemisphere, G geography maps anthropology recreation, H to H social sciences economics, HM to HX social science sociology, J political science, K law general, KD law of the United Kingdom and the island, KE law of Canada, KF law of United States, L education, M music, N fine arts, P to PA general philology and linguistics, classical language and literature, PA supplementary, modern Greek literature, medieval and modern Latin literature, PB to PH modern Europe languages, PG Russian literature, PJ to PM languages and literature of Asia, Africa, Oceania, America, Indian languages and dialects. PN, PR, PS, PZ, general literature, English and American literature, fiction in English, and juvenile Bellis letters. PQ Part 1, French literature. PQ Part 2, Indian, Spanish, and the Portuguese literature. PT Part 1, German literature. PT Part 2, Dutch and the Scandinavian literature. Q, science. R, medicine. S, agriculture. T, technology. U, military science. V, naval science. Z, bibliography and the library science. Some of the classes above can be broken down into various disciplines, e.g. science. Q, pure science. QA, mathematics. QB, astronomy. QC, physics. QD, chemistry. QE, geology. QH, natural science. QK, botany. QL, zoology. QM, human anatomy. QP, physiology, and the QR, microbiology. Other classification scheme that belongs to the classification scheme which is specific in nature are column classification scheme, which is a classification scheme is a system of classification developed by Shelly Ramamarita. It was first published in 1933. Then we have universal decimal classification scheme. The UDC was developed in 1885 by Belgian bibliographer Paul Otlet and Henry Lafontaine. It is structured in such a way that new development and new field of knowledge can be readily incorporated. We have also Bliss bibliographic classification scheme. The Bliss bibliographic classification scheme is a faceted scheme which was developed by Henry E. Bliss. The scheme was first published in 4 volumes in the United States between 1940 and 1953. Then we have Moy classification scheme, which is a specific classification scheme, was developed by Elizabeth Beatty M. Moyes in 1968. The scheme provides a system for organizing only legal materials. As such, it is mainly in law libraries. So these are the schemes that are used in the library to organize information resources. So after the organization of information resources, we need to have what? Information retrieval techniques, which we can use to what? To retrieve these resources that are organized in the library. So the next section that we are going to look is to do with information retrieval techniques. When we talk of information retrieval, we have to understand what are the information resources and how these information resources are organized, arranged in the library. So we say that information resources are arranged in some sort of order in the library. The resources are organized using a specific type of classification scheme to collect materials in given subject together, or to arrange together materials of like terms, i.e. materials of the same subject. Within the library, there is a retrieval technique called a catalog, which direct library patrons to the information resources available in the library and how to access and retrieve such material with ease using the auto, title, or subject catalog. Then what is this library catalog? A library catalog is a register of all bibliographic items found in a library, arranged alphabetically by auto, title, subject, and class mark. The catalog is very important in a library whenever its collection is growing too large, because it is only through this library catalog that a user can come to the library and be able to locate or identify a particular resources he is looking for without much of a time, without going from the shelf, beginning of the shelf to the end of the shelf, which is time wasting. But by using the list, this library catalog, it makes identification of what resources in the library so easy, so smart. And regardless of the types of users, the primary purpose of all libraries information center is to assist in the transfer of information and the development of knowledge in the information. Every individual must learn and have the tools needed to deal with the information age, and one of such tools is what is the library catalog. The most important of the retrieval tools of a library and information center collection is the catalog. A catalog is a list of materials such as books, microfilms, audio recordings in a collection. It records, describes, and locates each item present in the library. The catalog helps to locate items and bring similar identifiers together. It records resources of a library or information center under the auto, title, and subjects or form headings. It is key and a pointer to the library collection as it contains entries representing each material in the library resources of the function it performs. And that is why it's so smart for what? For the student, whenever they find themselves in the library, to first go to the library catalog and be able to check what is the book that they are looking for, where is this book is being located, where it is being put in the shelf, so that they can go directly to which shelf and what, and the shelf number where the book is located, so that they can just pick the book as easy as possible. The library catalog facilitates finding of a desired item and enlighten the user about related items by displaying in one place all items that share a common characteristics. The common characteristics could be title, author, or subject. The goal of a catalog is not only to permit persons to find items that they already know exist in the collection, but to help them find items of which they were not aware they exist in the collection. In summary, the catalog is simply a record of what the library has. It helps the library user to identify what the library has, where to find it, and how to locate it. Functions of a library catalog. There are many functions that the library catalog did to users in the library. For instance, 1. It enables the user to find out whether the library has a specific book. 2. It enhances access to the library collections. 3. It enables a person to find or locate a book of which either the author, title, or subject is known or unknown. 3. To show the user what the library has by a given author on a given subject or in a given kind of literature. 5. To assist in the choice of a book as to its edition and other bibliographic details. 6. To enable a user to know whether or not certain books are in the library. 7. To enable a user to know all the works of a given author held in the library. 8. To show at a glance the number of copies the library has on a title, and to give information on author, title, subject, imprint, collection, location, etc. of any informational material available in the library. We have different forms of library catalog, and the common and popular known and used in the most library consists of the following. 1. Book catalog, which come in the form of book. 2. Card catalog, which form in the form of card and which is only always seen in the library in the cabinet. Then we have dictionary catalog. Then we have computer output microcom catalog. Then we'll have online public access catalog, which is called OPAC, which is widely used because it's it's automated. It's in a system for computer which can be shared by many libraries. Then we have shelf list catalog, and then we have automated catalog. For book catalog, as the name implies, it's a kind of catalog that is printed in a book form, which with entries arranged in alphabetical order by author, title, subject, or a combination of all, like a dictionary arranged words. While card catalog is the mostly found in libraries worldwide and is the most common form of catalog, it is catalog in which entries are made on 7.5 cm by 12.5 cm, that is 3 by 5 card. These cards are then filed in alphabetical order by author, title, subject, and column numbers in the drawers of the catalog cabinet to provide access to library collections. Dictionary catalog is a form of a catalog that contains entries under author, title, subject, and all of them interfiled in a single sequence, usually in alphabetical order. The dictionary catalog is popular in public libraries, and it presents the least amount of difficulty for general or casual reader. Then we have classified catalog. This form of catalog is a form of card catalog that is arranged by a subject according to the classification scheme in use by the library. It is arranged according to the class mark assigned to each book in the library. Then we have divided catalog. In this form of catalog, card catalog, and entries are arranged in alphabetical sequence with author, title, and subject entries in a separate file, usually referred to as three-way divided catalog. Computer output catalog, COMCAT. This is a form of library which the bibliography record is printed in a machine-readable format such as microfilm, microfiche, and the microcard. It is produced on this media by a computer. Hence, the name computer out micro catalog. They are called microphone because they cannot be viewed with the naked eyes. Online public access catalog (OPAC). This is an electronic form of card catalog as a computer technology advances and the price of computer hardware and software decreases. More libraries are converting their catalogs to online public access today for easy sharing of resources by interlibrary loan or for interlibrary or for interlibrary cooperation. Then we have Shelbys Catalog. This is actually a kind of library catalog, but because of its uniqueness and the role it plays in the library, it is worth discussing here. This is a kind of catalog that is arranged according to the class number. In conclusion, the question why the study of library is like asking why does the library exist. The same way library exists to support the parent organization, the university, in achieving its objective, is the same way the study of the use of library will help students, researchers, and other library users to overcome the barrier and discouragement to inform access and use to achieve their academic pursuit. Hence, the quality of education depends on the use made of the library and its resources. Students are faced with challenges of information need in diverse ways for a couple of reasons. First, mass production of information, also known as information explosion. Second, students are faced with challenges of information needs in diverse ways: assignment, research, recreation, project, and timetable, among others. Third, the library is the largest and complicated piece of educational equipment that students and non-students encounter, and many are discouraged in its complexity, and in most cases they are frustrated. Therefore, it is pertinent to know the routines and practice involved in library service to avoid frustration and